Well, let's get into it. Today is Monday. We are post the USGP, so you know what that means. That means that we are going to have a finale lap. Of course, it's not like we've had a finale lap every time, and that is just the way it is, but we are going to have a finale lap tonight, okay? So please remember the way the finale lap works is it is more about you than it is about me. So the conversation needs to involve you mainly, me very little, your debates, your perspectives, your opinions on all of this stuff that happened this past weekend. Big shout out to R33Z33 in the live chat. If you're not first, you're last. So we will talk about tonight. The live link is already set. You get to call in live. You get to have your perspectives, maybe a little bit of debate, all of the good stuff. But it's basically, I want to give you a chance to let the world hear what you thought about the race. What did you think about the situation with Max Verstappen and the FIA? Yes, I'm familiar with the nuance of ahead or just behind or slightly alongside. I'm familiar with all that. But I think at this point in time, things are becoming a bit more egregious. I think at this point in time, things are already criminal. I think at this point in time, people are sick and tired of not only the FIA being consistently inconsistent, but the FIA allowing Max Verstappen to get away with little to no punishment. Now, this nuance of the rule where if you're ahead, you can run an attacker as wide as you want is crazy, because then it kind of contradicts leave space. And if you're supposed to leave space, Max Verstappen did not leave any space. And even if you wanted to try to say, well, he can go as deep as he wants into the corner because he was ahead at the apex, does that mean you should go all the way off track to run your opponent as far wide as you can, as we've seen Max Verstappen do several times, whether he is ahead or not? Do we not recall Max Verstappen not being ahead at the apex and just clearly running straight across, dive bomb so bad, locked the tires up and just went straight to hell, hit Lewis Hamilton and ran off track? Do we not recall that? Do we not recall Silverstone? Everybody wants to cry about, oh, Max, the crash. He could have been killed, la-da-da-da-da. Yo, listen, you can't have it both ways. And at this point in time, it seems like the FIA are trying to give it to Max Verstappen any way he pleases. This is not going to help his legacy. If anything, this is going to cripple his legacy. Because at this point in time, there's a very strong debate that every championship Max Verstappen has won is tainted by himself or his team or the FIA. Excuse me, 2021, I got you. So then the other topic that we are going to talk about, because I'm on here briefly to talk to you about the topics. The other topic we're going to talk about tonight is Mercedes. Where are they? What are they doing? And how bad are they doing it? We got to see two drivers from Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, and in that order, struggle with a car that seemed to be inconsistent, just like the FIA. Similar portions of the track, having similar situations with the car, offloading, losing it, spinning off. We had George Russell wreck in qualifying. We had Lewis Hamilton come off the track in very close to the same proximity as George Russell when he did wreck. Caught in kitty litter corner, couldn't get out. Both drivers actually making complaints about the car during this. Even George Russell mentioning that, I want to know what happened to Lewis because something similar happened to me. This is another thing with Mercedes. So is it bad that he's leaving? Is it good that he's leaving? I think overall, Lewis Hamilton leaving Mercedes has little now, before big time, little now about the car than it did the disrespect and disregard for what he had done for Mercedes and what they were not willing to do for him. But after him announcing leaving, what they were prepared to do for Max Verstappen. I think it has more to do with that. Then we got to talk about McLaren. So we're going to talk about McLaren tonight. And I want to hear what you think about McLaren. I want to hear, what do you think? Who is more at fault? Who is more culpable? Is it Lando, Norris, or is it McLaren for ruining his ability to close the gap in the Drivers' Championship? We've already seen McLaren several times over and over and over screw up the pit stop, screw up the strategy, deploying strategies as if they're a mid-tier team when right now they are and have been for several races the most dominant and fastest team. But they keep carrying the ways of a midfield team. And this weekend, we saw it again. What's up, Dave Quattro? We saw it again. Okay, now there are a couple of things we saw from McLaren. We saw that Lando Norris does not have that dog in him. We saw that Lando Norris still has not learned his damn lesson that Max Verstappen is not your friend. R33, Z33 say Lando ain't got that dog in him. He's still storing on the porch, too scared to come outside. And that's what it seems like. You made excuses for Max. You came off big and bad with the barking when you and Max got into it. And you said Max owed you an apology. Max needs to come apologize to you. Then next thing we know, you all up here in the public talking about, oh, me and Max talk. He don't have nothing to apologize for. You know, we learn and we talk. What did y'all talk about? Whatever y'all talked about, it must not matter to Max because he ran your ass as wide as he could run you. So far wide, himself was off the track. So you want to talk about that? Come on tonight. We're going to talk about that. What else we going to talk about? McLaren. Why did you not instruct your driver to give the position back? It was better safe than sorry. Lando closed a 6-second gap in a few laps to half a second to DRS to be on the attack of Max Verstappen. Part of the reason he couldn't get by Max is because he don't have that dog in him, but he had a very good chance. You should have instructed Lando right then and there. Give the position back at the most opportune moment. Preferably just on approach of a DRS zone. DRS chicken. That's what you should have done. And your driver would have more points than Max and be closing that gap. But they didn't do that. What did they do? They lied to Lando. They told Lando he was ahead at the apex. I never saw Lando ahead at the apex. I didn't. I don't know what kind of microscopic camera they may have had, but I need to see that view. I'm with you if it's true. But I didn't think he was. Now, that's just me. But still, it was better safe than sorry, knowing you had the speed, you had the fresher tires, knowing that your car has been more dominant the past few races, and this is why Max Verstappen hasn't really won anything as of late. So I would have told Lando, give the position back at the most opportune moment and then go back on the attack. Instead, you lie to Lando. You tell him to stay where he is, and he gets a 5-second time penalty that you know he's not going to recover from. There wasn't enough laps in the race for Lando to build up a 6-second time gap between Max Verstappen. You allowed it to go on too long. So we're going to talk about that tonight, okay? We're going to talk about if we have enough time, because tonight I'm on family time. I'm trying to chill with the fam, watch a little TV, play some games, do all that. So we're going to make a hard cut at 2100. We are going to go live at 2000 at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And you will have that whole hour to come on and say what you got to say, but be a little bit respectful of time. Don't try to be too long-winded. All right, you're going to call in. I'm going to bring you up, say what you got to say. Boom, 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 we'll get off. Because I do want to talk a little bit about these rookies. Colapinto, big shout out to you. Liam Lawson, way to make Danny Rick look like he should have never been back. So that's what we will be talking about tonight on F1 Minute, the live talk show that allows you to call in live, talk to me, talk to the world. Tell us how you feel about the USGP. Tell us how you feel about Max Verstappen and the FIA. Tell us how you feel about Toto, Mercedes, Russell, and Lewis. Tell us how you feel about McLaren and Lando, and maybe even let us know how do you feel about these new drivers, the new era of Formula One coming in probably the next few seasons. All right, so y'all be here. Don't be late. And man, I'm happy I didn't spend my $350 to watch the bullshit. I just saw that $350 up there. Big shout out to Smile Show. So y'all come. Don't forget all of this coming up. Few races. All the super chats are going in for this next giveaway. Lewis Hamilton collector's item, Gym Mint 10 PSA rated right here. This is the Emilia GP Shoei. All right, that's what's going up next. So big shout out to you all. We'll see you all tonight. Don't be late or you're square, and we'll be out before you know it. The link's already up. I want to hear what you got to say about all the things I just mentioned here. Wolfpack out. Peace.